no man around.
Hey, that was actually another big catalyst for me wanting to stop drinking, is that dating on the apps in New York is pretty ruthless, to be honest. It can get really exhausting really quickly. I just wanted a way to kind of like weed out the bad eggs on the apps, because there's a lot of those. I also just felt like in my body, again, like, because really dating in a big city, sometimes you get lucky, but sometimes it's kind of like a numbers game. And
what do you mean by a numbers game?
well, it's just like, there's so many people, especially in like a city in New York, right? So it's like if I go on like one date a month, it's like if I'm actively like wanting to find a partner, it's like the chances of like that guy, like finding him on an app and like it's more rare.
Rare, gotcha.
So, and I enjoy going on dates. Like I love meeting people, and it's like I really enjoy meeting men, especially like in New York. A lot of them are very accomplished, and I like hearing, you know, kind of like about them and like what they're working on and stuff. So I mean, I always enjoy myself, but I was just sick of like drinking on the dates, because it's like, I just feel like after like a few drinks, I can't really tell if I even like the person or not as much. I also too, I just realized I was like, I want to drink less, and like that means also drinking less on dates. So I started telling men, I was just like, oh, you know, and the thing is in New York City, pretty much every social event is centered around drinking. So when they would say like, hey, like, let's go get a drink, I would just say like, oh, you know, like, I'm cutting back on drinking right now, but like happy to like hang out at a bar with you. It definitely deterred some men, which I look at as a good sign, because I'm
like they were like, okay, no,
they just didn't answer.
That's interesting.
Or we go out on like one date, and then we like end up going to a bar, and they're like, oh wait, you're actually not gonna, or like I think they thought I was just saying it, and I'm like, no, like I'm kind of in this phase right now where I really don't want to drink, and I never heard from them again. And who knows, I could not have to do with the drinking, like they could have met someone, like it doesn't matter, but I do think it's helped kind of weed out some people. And I also think too, it's like I'm at the place in my life where I don't see my life being centered around drinking. So if that's like your main kind of form of entertainment is going out and getting drinks, like I don't think that's a potential partner for me. So I think there's that. And then also too, it's just like, it does take a little bit more effort on their part to come up with a date that's not drinking. So it's like, not that I'm not trying to test them.
You're making them work.
But right, it's like I'm not trying to test them, but at the same time, I'm just like, if you are a grown-ass man and you don't have the capability of coming up with an activity that we can do that's not drinking, I also don't think that's a potential partner for me. It's like there's a million things to do in New York City. There are.
Yeah.
And it's like if they don't feel, and also too, if they don't feel comfortable in their own skin on a first date without drinking, I get it, but also I also don't think that's a potential partner for me. So there was just like all these kind of like signs where I just was like, this isn't serving me. And so that's been like really refreshing. It's also been really great too, because I've been doing more things. Like I went on a date with this guy and we did yoga, and like that was like nice. And you know, just like going to dinner and having more like intentional conversations. Like that's how I connect with someone versus just like drinking at like a loud bar. So yeah, it's been going well. And I just feel like, yeah, I kind of like know myself a little bit more. So it's been like making dating easier.